Didn't see the latest greatest hits of missed layups, the missed layups clinic that Angel Reese put on from last night's game. It's like a greatest hits collection of missed layups. I can't even believe this is real.
It sounds like you're frustrated with how Caitlin Clark is being treated on the court, especially with the lack of calls from referees. She's undoubtedly one of the biggest names in women's basketball right now, and the level of physicality she faces seems excessive at times. Do you think this is just a case of tough defense, or do you feel like there's a deeper issue at play with how she's officiated?
And this is the same player that just came out and said, if they don't pay them the bag in the WNBA,
Sounds like things are escalating fast. If even coach Stephanie White was brought to tears, that speaks volumes about the intensity of the situation. Are we talking about another brutal non-call, or has something even bigger happened behind the scenes? If this keeps up, the league might have no choice but to address the issue head-on. What's the latest update?
There's 2 different videos now floating around out there, and it's unbelievable. Now, Angel Reese last night, once again, had one of the worst shooting games in the history of planet Earth. For what's supposed to be a big? I mean, what in the hell is going on here? I understand her team won. I get it. 5 of 13 from the field. 13 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, only 10 points. All right, her team won. That's great. But it was Chelsea Gray that carried their asses last night.
You're tapping into a conversation that's only getting louder. Caitlin Clark isn't just dealing with tough rookie treatment. She's facing something far more intense, almost calculated. The dismissive attitude from veterans and the lack of officiating protection. It's making it clear that this goes beyond typical rookie hazing. People can argue that every young player has to prove themselves, but let's be honest, no other rookie has been met with this level of aggression, game after game, with no consequences for those dishing it out. The question is, why? Is it resentment toward her media attention, a pushback against what she represents? Whatever it is, the league is walking a fine line. If they don't step in soon, this isn't just going to be a Caitlin Clark issue, it's going to be a WNBA credibility issue. Exactly. The inconsistency is glaring. When star veterans take a hit, the refs are quick to blow the whistle. But when Caitlin Clark gets shoved, elbowed, or outright tackled, crickets. This isn't just about physical play, it's about selective enforcement. Why is she being officiated differently? Is it resentment over the hype surrounding her? Is it an unspoken message to humble her? Whatever the reason, it's exposing a serious issue in the league. If the WNBA wants to grow and bring in new fans, they can't afford to let this double standard continue. Because at some point, people stop seeing it as just basketball and start questioning.
She shouldn't be practicing no jumpers from nowhere. I mean, she ought to be just layup after layup after layup. Because let's be real, a lot of the heat she takes is because of this. And it's because it's not to be believed. I just can't even believe it. Let's roll this right here. Look at this. 1, 2. I mean, are you kidding? 3. What is happening? Again. You. I mean, I just can't even. I just can't even.
You're digging into something deeper than just officiating inconsistencies. This feels like a cultural moment for the WNBA. The way Caitlin Clark is being treated isn't just about basketball, it's about power, identity, and unspoken tensions in the league. The tough rookie treatment excuse doesn't hold up when you compare how other young stars have been treated. If it were just about proving yourself, the whistle would be consistent. But it's not. There's a pattern here. A pattern of who gets away with what and who's expected to just take it. The real question is, what's the league's endgame? Because right now, they're at a crossroads. Either they step in and prove that the WNBA is about fairness and skill, or they let this spiral and risk alienating a massive new wave of fans who won't ignore what's happening.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming.
It's heartbreaking to watch, and at this point, it's impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark isn't just being tested as a rookie, she's being targeted, and the league's silence is only making it worse. The lack of protection, the blatant non-calls, the way certain players seem emboldened to take their shots without consequence, it all points to something bigger than just basketball. It's as if she represents something that some in the league don't want to acknowledge, and the message being sent is loud and clear. Asterisk, you don't belong here. Not without suffering first, asterisk, but here's the thing. She keeps getting up. And every time she does, more eyes are on the WNBA. More people are questioning what's really going on. If the league doesn't step in soon, this won't just be a Caitlin Clark issue. It'll be a stain on the WNBA itself. This feels like a turning point, not just for Caitlin Clark, but for the entire WNBA. When even a coach like Stephanie White, someone who's seen it all, reaches her breaking point, you know the situation has escalated beyond just tough rookie treatment. Now the league is at a crossroads. They can either step in and force fair officiating and send a message that this kind of targeting won't be tolerated, or they can let it spiral into something even uglier. If they choose the latter, they risk alienating not just Clark, but the massive wave of new fans she's brought to the league. But one thing is undeniable. Caitlin Clark isn't breaking. She's standing tall, game after game, proving that no amount of cheap shots, no blow whistles, or unspoken agendas will shake her. If anything, it's only fueling her fire, and if the WNBA isn't careful, this could be the moment that defines their legacy, for better or worse.
Unbelievable that this is professional basketball of any kind. Let's look at this. Let me turn this down. I don't want a copyright strike, so let's start this over. What?
Absolutely. No matter how many cheap shots she takes, no matter how many times the refs swallow their whistles, Caitlin Clark keeps getting back up. She's not just surviving this, she's turning it into fuel. The irony? The very people trying to humble her are only making her stronger. With every shove, every blatant foul that goes uncalled, every moment of disrespect, she's proving exactly why she's the biggest name in the game right now. She's not just carrying the league, she's reshaping it. And whether they like it or not, she's here to stay.
Oh shit. No. Are you joking? I can't believe that's real, folks. I can't believe this shit's real. From a professional player. I mean, that's wild. What are we doing? Say what you want about Angel Reese. You can't tell me she isn't the star of every show every time she's on the court. I can't even hate on this. She's Larry, Moe, and Curly all at once. The Three Stooges. Overpay. Are you kidding? I've seen better layups playing pickup. Oh, it's not even close. The defenders could really just stand there, and she would somehow throw the ball off the bottom of the backboard while falling down. She's like a combination of a baby deer and a baby giraffe trying to play basketball in a jersey. It's that kind of just awkwardness. says, I may not be seeing this right, but did one of her layups hit the bottom of the rim? I think 2 of them did. One on each side of the court. One on each side of the court. Trash. Sit out, please. And in her own mind, she's the league's best player. Everyone comes to watch her play, and she's worth an 8-figure contract. Face palm.